All right, so we're episode 11.
Welcome to episode 11 of the Shaffer Creative Podcast.
Do the thing.
Why don't you just say, well, somebody do it. Just
Okay.
I'm not.
I'll say it. Welcome to episode 11 of the Shaffer Creative Podcast.
All right, so Trish Sawyer, you do it.
No, that's
Yes.
oh my
Say it.
gosh.
Easy. Say it.
Welcome to what?
Episode 11.
Episode 11 of the Shaffer Creative Podcast. It's time to shine.
Shaffer Creative is a product of my family of 6, all of us pursuing careers in film or the arts. This is our place to showcase our art, document our growth, and share what we learned. We hope you'll find value in learning from our artistic convictions, our mistakes and successes, and the guidance we share as a family. In the Conversations with Creatives edition, I invite my friends, colleagues, and heroes to talk about their craft, their education, and professional life in their art. I'm animation director Todd Shaffer, the father and your host on this edition of the Shaffer Creative Podcast. We're going to meet the family, talk about where we are, and going into the new year.
In this episode, we're going to be talking about where we are as a family creatively and where we'll be going next year. We're coming to you from the States. Normally we're in Canada, but we come down every Christmas to visit Grandma. So we're all sitting around the table, Grandma's kitchen. So our oldest child is McKenna. She's
Hi.
23. So where are you creatively right now? Where do you hope to be?
Currently, I'm enrolled in the painting and drawing program at Concordia with a minor in animation, and I am graduating in the spring. So I am going to be developing live drawing skills in one of my last classes with Valerie Mihilkov. He graduated from an art school in Bulgaria. I forget the name, but he's very, very good. He's the best teacher at Concordia, teaching in the animation department, so I'm taking his advanced drawing class. And as I take the drawing class, I'm not working, so I'm going to be developing watercolor illustrations for my children's book that I've been working on over the summer. I've already developed the story. And also, I took a paper-making class this past semester, so I made 20 sheets that are 32 by 24 inches.
And we're supposed to have a post on that, right?
Yes, I'm going to edit the footage soon. So I'm going to be painting my watercolor illustrations on my watercolor paper.
And we finally get our kitchen back, right?
Yeah, no, I have to size all those papers. So
And
that
hang them
means
by
I
the
have to
stove.
hang them over the stove. Yes, it's not over yet.
Next down the line is Grayson.
Sarah's next to him.
No.
Next to her. Yes.
So Grayson is 21.
He's got to take those orange glasses off. They're driving me nuts.
No.
They look cool. You look like a filmmaker. What have you done this past year in film?
Hi.
Yes.
This past year I was doing my third year in Concordia University, pursuing a filmmaking major. And I got a job at a frozen vegetable company called Bonzuel, and I'm making corporate videos for them. And yep,
That's about it.
that's about it.
After Grayson is Tristan. He's 17, soon to be 18. Tristan is going to graduate in June
High school.
from high school.
Of 2030.
And he'll be applying to Concordia in May. But your portfolio is due in a couple months, right? So what have you been doing this year with art?
Nothing.
I've been practicing traditional art, faces and figures and shading with people like Bridgman, and I've been doing digital paintings and oil paintings.
Plein air paintings.
What is clean air painting?
Plein air.
What is clean air? So I was doing oil. What? What's plein air?
It's outside. It's French.
See, he was doing nothing.
Tristan also has an interest in writing.
I want to write scripts.
Tristan took a pulp fiction writing course, and I'm working with him to write a script.
So after Tristan, our son Sawyer is 15. He's the baby of the family. Sawyer, talk about what you were doing this year with your art.
Well, this summer was kind of a big thing for me, personally.
How big?
Because that's when I started using drawing in my sketchbook a lot. And it really helped me. And, I don't know, it just helped me to try new things. And, I mean, it kind of, I don't know how to say this, but, like, I had to take a break for a while because I've been doing it too much, if that makes sense. And for like 2 years, my friends and I have been trying to do an animated film that I haven't even finished the animatic for it yet because we kept switching the idea. But this year, next year, 2019, goal is to finish it.
So, Missy,
Put up a website for my photography business. Got some business cards. And I have been shooting a lot of families. Is that right?
Yeah, what is
No,
part two?
or Daddy. Who wants to ask Daddy
Ask Dad what?
what he did this year?
Tell me your hopes and dreams.
you dashed him.
Mission accomplished. All right, spill the beans. What'd you do?
I can't talk about what I did this year.
Mom just told me to tell you.
Oh, that's right. No, he was working on a project that hasn't been released yet, so he can't reveal the name of it. But it's like your dad. His dad worked at NSA and could never talk about his work either.
My grandpa?
Except instead of NSA, I worked for Warner Brothers.
Grandma knows all about it. Grandma, can you fill us in?
Okay, so McKenna,
Yes.
what are you going to be doing this year as you pursue your art
As I graduate.
after you graduate?
So, for this coming year after I graduate, I would like to continue my watercolor studies that I've been doing through the summer so I can learn the watercolor medium and produce watercolor sketches that I can include in my children's book. And also, I would like to continue doing plein air studies. And also, I'm very excited to start developing larger scale horse paintings because I love horses very much and I volunteer regularly at a horse riding therapy center.
Grayson.
Yes.
So this coming year, are you going to continue to work at Bonduelle, making corporate videos?
Yes. They're going to transfer me over to other plants, and I'm going to do the same work over there. And, yeah,
And probably do some filming for Shaffer Creative, too.
depends on what kind of filming. But, yes, if there's something that needs to be filmed, I will film it. If you pay me.
We pay you in food.
Fine.
Krispy Kreme.
Yes.
All right. So Tristan, what will you be doing this year?
I'm going to continue finishing my script, and I'm going to work on colored paint, oil paintings. I'm going to continue figure studies and head studies, and I'm doing the Master's Academy.
Which artists in particular? Instructors?
Steve Houston and Glenn Vilppu.
And those are the two guys who taught me how to draw when I was in Los Angeles many moons ago.
So the only one left is
Me.
Oh,
Sawyer. We always forget Sawyer. Poor Sawyer.
Underestimated.
Yeah, you are.
Underrated. Sawyer, what will you be doing this year?
Don't be embarrassed. Just say it.
Well, he's already talked about it a little bit, your film that you did.
Yeah. Apart from the film with my friends, one of my goals is to devote more of my time to studying anatomy and figure drawing and heads and stuff like that, and trying different styles and different things artistically to be a well-rounded artist.
And who are you studying?
I am studying mostly from Aaron Blaze, Steve Houston, Glenn Vilppu, and I'm also studying from Proco, because he is actually really helpful. Mostly he teaches the muscles and anatomy of human body really well and simplifies it enough for any beginner to understand.
Who introduced you to Procosar?
I found him myself.
Nope, I found him for you.
No, I saw him before you even said anything about him.
These are the fights we have in our house.
And sorry, what do you want to be professionally?
A character animator.
Grayson, what do you want to be professionally?
I've always wanted a pony. Ideally, I want to be a Christian writer, producer, director, and impact, build up, revolutionize the Christian film market from where it is right now.
Tristan, what are your ambitions professionally? You want to be a designer?
I want to be a concept artist and a script writer.
McKenna, what do you want to be professionally?
I would like to be an independent artist, illustrating and publishing my own children's books, and producing my own artwork that I can hopefully get into galleries.
And Missy, what are you going to do?
One of the things that I would love to learn is lighting, because I'll probably always prefer to shoot natural light, but it's not always available. So I would like to get lighting down really well, and also pursue environmental portraiture. So pursue some businesses around town and getting them some professional shots for their websites or Facebook pages.
So that's the family. So I just wanted to say a few things about the podcast and the website in general. We know it's got some bumps and gurgles on it, but that's it's going to remain that way because this is a lot of work, and we would rather get the work out than to try to make it perfect and not ever get it out. So we'll be putting up a Patreon page for those of you who would like to support what we're doing and continue our podcasting and especially our conversations with creatives. We are actively lining up some people from other disciplines in the arts other than animation. We have had a lot of animators and animation folk on the podcast recently because that's where I spend most of my time these days, and it's just been easy for me. But we'll be interviewing John Ebersberger in a few weeks. And
anything else?
Nope. So how do we wrap this up?
And say goodbye, because that's common courtesy, right?
What about Grandma? Grandma, why don't you close us out here?
Close us up.
No.
That's not going to work.
All right, that's it. She said no. That's
Grandma,
it.
say that's it for Shaffer Creative.
That's all, folks.
Come on, Grandma, say it. I'll pay you $5.
That's very tempting, Grayson.
I'm not doing it.
Kiki, you wrap us up.
We wish you a happy new year, and we hope for you to see how we spend ours. Thank you, and goodbye.
Oh, so nice, wasn't it?
Thank you for joining our family on this New Year's edition of the Shaffer Creative Podcast. Next week, I'll be in Burbank with animation supervisor Michael Greenholt. That you will not want to miss. You will find show notes for this episode and more information about Shaffer Creative at shaffercreative.studio. Music is by Lee Rosevere.